Greetings, friends and esteemed adventurers. Welcome back to part 9 of Ghoul Warper. In the last episode, we went ahead and did the vaults. The vaults. So in this episode, we are going to move into depths. As I've mentioned a couple of times, depths tends to be where I die the most. So, that being said, I'm going to take this relatively slow. And hopefully we can make this work. So what I think I want to do here, just because I wouldn't normally be this tedious, but it is the vault, it is the depths, it is the entrance, so this is the only way out. I'm going to put on Confusing Touch. I'm going to come out over the lava, and I'm going to try to basically confuse these two-headed ogres into standing in the lava. So I can fly out here forever. Which means that at any time I can just come back out if I start taking damage. And there's nothing here that can really do much to us except that Yaktar. That's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at the Rakshasa. I think the Rakshasa can too. Yep, the Rakshasa can IMB. So we'll go ahead and let's see if we can teleport Other on the Yaktor. Yep, he is going to leave us here shortly. And this may have been a supremely poor decision, if I'm honest, because now our now our entrance is guarded. Let's come out of the lava. We'll come up here. We'll hero. We'll finesse. We'll just fight our way out of this nonsense. That was a mistake. I didn't think there'd be this many enemies to contend with. Alright, and we've made it. So we'll just pop back out. We'll heal up, and then we can go back down. And I kind of want to put a spire there, because now I can shoot across the lava. Like so. And do we not have room for our flesh? It looks like we don't. Let's drop our Wand of Flame. That, like I said in another video, that is definitely not going to see any use. And we'll eat some flesh because we're hungry. It'll also heal us. We've started to rot slightly. And we'll hop back out, heal up, and then we can go back in. It would appear that we've pretty well managed the initial onslaught. I'll kind of clear in a circle around the exit just to make sure. It appears that my assumption was correct. We've mostly cleared out the danger. Alright, so this is a pack of deep trolls. They can all dig, which means that you can't really use hallways against them. So I'm basically just going to kill them at this point. I was hoping to kind of get them around the corner, but that did not work for us. We'll go ahead and drop that Wand of Flame because we don't need it. We've got some slimes, just like previous. If they coalesce, we're in trouble, so I'm going to try to kill them without having them coalesce. And that worked out just fine. In terms of monsters, I actually like the depths. I think it's pretty interesting. You end up getting really cool combinations of things kind of from every corner of the game, which I think is pretty cool. Like I said, I tend to die a lot. So, the ring, okay, we have a lot of things here to look at. The ring T2Keku, I don't know how to say that. Minus Tele, Arlec, Poise, RC+, Int -3, and Stealth+. Don't care about that. There's nothing there that I really want. We already have Arlec, we're immune to poison, we already have RC+. Minus Tele's terrible. The Amulet of Fakujin. Sure, I don't know how to say that. Again, Faith, I don't want that. Blink, we can already do. We already have RF+, RC- doesn't help. RN++, we are already immune to negative energy. So, nothing there. Protection from fire, intelligence, curse ring of teleportation, more protection from fire, protection from cold, none of that. Care about. The ring Nekatsu, strength +5, int +2, slay +3. That's pretty good. Probably not worth losing our wizardry over, but that's pretty decent. And the ring of Boidiha has R poison, dex +3. I don't care about that. So, like I was saying, I tend to find the depths really interesting, like thematically and with the groups of enemies you get. It's just I die a lot. So when I say I hate depths, it's entirely because of my record in depths, not because I find it annoying or frustrating or anything like that. I hate shoals because shoals is fucking annoying, with the mesmerize and water elementals engulfing you, all that nonsense. I don't enjoy going through shoals, but the depths I actually do tend to enjoy playing through. I die a lot, so I'm gonna be careful. I do want this nets tend to be quite helpful. We'll go ahead and drop in our scroll of enchant weapon, and I didn't realize we had another scroll of enchant armor, so I'll go ahead and use that. Might as well use that on our buckler of reflection. And I didn't actually pick up the net. That was silly. Okay, Stone Giant, just like last time, we'll kind of try to pull him back without taking too much damage from rocks. And I guess when I say I'll take this slow, obviously I'm going fairly quickly. I don't need to worry too much about like physically going slow. It's more just maybe being a little bit more tedious than I otherwise would, with pulling things back, with using consumables, things like that. I'm just gonna, play very carefully, which realistically, you should kind of do always regardless, but that all looks fine to me. Yeah, you should kind of always do that regardless, but I have to consciously do it in depths, because if I don't, then I end up dead. There's a gateway to Pan. I do want to do an extended game at some point. I don't think I'm really there yet, and if I was going to do it, I'd probably do it on a different race. I think Ghoul would struggle in extended. Now that said, I have very little experience with extended, so it's hard for me to say that definitively. I feel like the lack of healing with monsters around, the lack of food with demonic corpses would make a Ghoul kind of an exercise in tedium through extended. So I'm not going to do that on this character, but I will eventually. So we've got 3 upstairs in the same spot. I don't like that at all, because it makes it very challenging to run away. This War Gargoyle can hit us quite hard, 30 damage plus a Lagitang. He also has this Metal Splinters ability, which we have fairly decent AC, so that shouldn't do too much to us, but something to think about. Let's see, I don't think the elementals will follow us over water, or over lava. Okay, so we've got a Crystal Guardian and some more elementals. Those, what are they called? I don't know, little air vortice type things. They cast these little mini tornado things, and that's why I started flying all over the place. It's no problem, really. Something to think about, but you shouldn't really run into too many issues actually dying to it. So with these flying weapons, the one thing I'm looking out for, actually two. I got a shapeshifter. Okay, two things I kind of look for there are distortion, because at this point we're probably strong enough to live the abyss, but I hate it. I don't want to go to the abyss, so let's not if we can avoid it. But the other thing the other thing I look for is well, I guess chaos, because of the same thing. Holy Wrath, because we're undead, and so we will take quite a bit of extra damage from Holy Wrath. I don't think I guess I could look at the War Axe once we find Identify, but I don't actually foresee us using it unless it's unbelievable. And then let's see, is D-Missiles? Yeah, 100%. Don't really care to get any of that castable, so we'll go ahead and drop that book. Book of the Sky. What Book of Party Tricks? We can probably drop that too. Yep, we'll go ahead and drop that. So we'll pick up the axe, and we'll check this ring just in case. It's protection from cold, which we definitely don't need. We'll put wizardry back on. I'm gonna come over the lava. That's gonna that's gonna lose the ugly things. They won't follow us. The brain is the one who summoned the whatever that was. There was something summoned that I didn't want to deal with. So we didn't need to, because we can just kill the brain. Okay, so we are taking some pretty heavy damage. We will eat our flesh. I should have run earlier. That was definitely a mistake on my part. But if we kind of come up here, we should be able to just wait. Yeah, there we go. So we'll kill the last couple ugly things if we can find them. I will say, this is something else that I like about depths. I find the layouts really interesting. An obsidian statue, what does that do? Summons things, mesmerize. We have plenty of MR, we'll just poke it. Yeah, so depths tends to have these really interesting vaults. So like this one, it is really cool. It kind of feels like I'm breaking into hell. I'm going to keep in mind that there's an escape hatch there. It's significantly closer than the 3 upstairs, so if I do need to run, I've got that option. So this is what I was talking about, these air elementals. They can do this vortex ability, which will knock you around and kind of knock you out of whatever spot you were in / wanted to be in. So that's something to keep in mind. They are pretty difficult to position. So I'm going to go ahead and Wand of Clouds here, because I'm in a really great choke point, and everything is going to have to walk through my clouds to get through, which, oh, that didn't really do anything. I guess it didn't work because the vortex clouds were already there. We're fine. We'll just spire here. Now I have blocked off my path to running, which is something to think about. However, it shouldn't be that big a deal, because only a couple things in here can really cause us a lot of hurt. Okay, so we have 2 shaped Quicksilver Dragons, those are okay. A Shapeshifter Anaconda, that's okay. That's a lot of nonsense. I don't see any more air elementals that could mess up a Wand of Clouds, so I'm going to go ahead and throw another Wand of Clouds down there. And now everything has to walk through my freezing cloud, and take quite a bit of extra damage doing it. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, this is a really thematic and interesting vault. It's full of elementals and guardians and shapeshifters and things like that. And it makes you think. You know, you can't be stupid about it. So I'm actually going to run here. We're taking some damage, and there's a pretty easy spot to run to. So we're just going to back away. Okay, so we've got a golden... Oh, never mind. We had a golden dragon, but it was a shapeshifter. So we're okay. Since it's right now an acid blob, I mentioned very briefly in one part, I don't, maybe like part 3, I had a Spriggan die to an acid blob by itself. The acid blob was the one that it literally took me out on its own. So I don't want to eat too many stacks of corrosion, so I'm just going to go ahead and put on resist corrosion, and we'll put our wizardry back on. Alright, so these are Crystal Guardians. They have this Crystal Bolt ability. It's randomly imbued with either fire or ice, and it can reflect from walls because of the way it kind of works. So it's kind of like, what is that, lightning strike that can double zap by bouncing off walls. It's kind of like that, but not lightning, I suppose. So that was another obsidian statue. Just like the previous one, we should be able to take that out pretty well, no problem. But I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna lots of mutation potions. That would be good if we worried about mutation, which we don't. So I'm not familiar with this crystal vault. I'm assuming this is why all these crystal guardians are here. So I'm gonna take this relatively carefully, just because there could be something really nasty in the end. Another thing I like about vaults is you tend to find a lot of really good gear and a lot of consumables to use. Like I said, not vaults, depths. Depths tends to be, like for me, one of the most interesting areas. I just die a lot, and so it scares me. Okay, so we've got a longsword of protection and an obsidian statue. We'll just kill the statue. Molten gargoyle. Okay, so that was Holy Wrath, but it was just a scimitar, so it didn't do a whole lot of damage to us. An azure jelly, but it was a shapeshifter, so that goes down easily. More potions of mutation. Alright, and a Book of Unlife. That has Vile Clutch in it, which is an unbelievably good skill. I'm not going to memorize it because we're at this point in the game, it's going to be too difficult to get castable. But it's really cool. It like pins everything down within a 3x3 radius, and yeah, it's just great. Okay, we found the +7 Spriggan's knife. What is that? Now we've also found a very odd ring. Okay, it's a dagger. MR plus EV plus 4, Dex plus 4, and Stealth plus. How interesting. Well, if I was playing some kind of enchanter, I'd use that, but I'm not. So, Book of Dreams. This has shadow creatures. Now we have some summoning training, and so it's level 6. It's going to take us quite a bit to have castable, and I think we really have all the tools we need to finish the game. Shadow creatures is really good in Zot, but by the time we get there, I just don't think it's worth putting that much experience into summonings just for shadow creatures. And that's all I would really want out of that book. So, okay, so we found an artifact ring, a ruined blowgun, and a scorched helmet. We'll go ahead and drop our blowgun, and we'll pick up the ruined blowgun just because we can. We have plenty of remove curse, so we'll check these out. A +8 blowgun, and the +4 war axe of greed, which is chopping RN plus and strength +3. That war axe is junk. Oops, we dropped the needles and not the war axe. An obsidian statue. There's another one kind of up top as well, so we'll end up killing a couple of them. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Really interesting gear in here. I think putting on rings is fine because there's no harm or contam, that kind of thing. So if it's cursed, then we can just remove the curse. Okay, so ice, flying, MP -9, strength +5, and +3. That's junk. We'll go ahead and drop that. And we'll put on wizardry again. I'm not going to put on that amulet because if it's harm, then we'll just have to remove it and eat the drain, and I don't want to do that because it's just not necessary. We'll drop the ring of ice. No need for that. And our obsidian statue friend is up here. I'm going to try to put this new helmet on, see if that's any good. The +1 helmet of the pit, RN plus and strength +4. Don't really need that. We're already immune to negative energy, and the +4 strength doesn't do a whole lot for us. So I would rather have the extra AC as well as the C and Biz from our hat. And then let's go take care of this statue. This obsidian statue, and we'll take the gold and the ration. So that's depths 2 done. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I'll edit out that pause when I edit this clip. So we'll move on to depths 3, and we will finish depths. We'll just take it to depths 5. It's no problem. Okay, so we have some simulacrums. That makes me wonder if there's some kind of simulacrum vault. For this character, they shouldn't be too big a deal. And then we'll take the Rakshasa up. Oh, it didn't come with us. That's okay. Neither did the Necromancer. I was hoping something would come with, but nothing did. Will that Frost Giant come with us? Yeah, there we go. Alright, back down. We'll kill the last couple undead. And then we'll kill the Rakshasa. Okay, so we've got some deep trolls. Like I said, you can't really corner them because they can just dig. I can pull them back here though so that they don't call all their friends / make noise. Now that we have a few more coming, I'm going to go ahead and summon our Spire just for some extra damage output. Okay, and now we're a little bit low on health. I'm just going to come back out. We are starting to rot, so we'll go ahead and eat some flesh. And we've got some more deep trolls. Okay, so again, we're taking quite a bit of damage. I'm just going to go ahead and back away. Stone Giant, that we can bring into a hallway, so I will. There's 2 of them, but that's okay. Alright, so we found a scroll shop. Do we need any of that? We could use 1 magic mapping. I'm definitely going to buy that scroll of blinking. Do we need the identity or the identifies? Probably not. The immo, probably not. Well, yeah, I'll buy the immo. It's super cheap, and I might use it for slime. And I'm good with those purchases. We have another magic scroll shop. A scroll of acquirement that is way out of our budget. I mean, we'll throw it on the list, just you know, in case. Probably wouldn't hurt to do that before the orb run. But I'm going to call that good. And we're about to be surrounded, so let's get into a better spot. We'll eat a couple chunks just to get some health back. Probably didn't need to do that, but they're going to rot anyway, so we might as well. Okay, so Great Orb of Eyes. These can do a lot of nonsense if you don't have enough magic resistance. Obviously, Paralyze, Disintegrate, or Confuse by themselves, and with enough magic resistance, they're just nothing. Okay, a Yaktar. I don't really have anywhere to run, so I'll just rush him and kill him. Okay, and we have a Transporter Vault. Now, I tend not to do these, just because I don't want to. And yes. For this group of orcs, I'm going to come down to this hallway. Shouldn't be any problem, but no need to be surrounded. We've got Saint Roka, which I kind of figured. He can smite, he can battle cry all the orcs. I've run into him in like orc mines, so I think at this point in the game, aka once we're already in the depths, shouldn't be too big a deal. I'm going to go ahead and use a Wand of Clouds here, and that's exactly why. If it was freezing, it would do damage to everything. We got a Mephitic and we confused everything except Saint Roka, so they're going to be attacking themselves, hopefully attacking Saint Roka. Saint Roka is actually now confused, so we are much safer, and we can just, we've got heroism up, we can just kill her, basically, kill him. And we've done it. So, that used our last charge of Wand of Clouds, but I think that was totally worth doing. We maybe didn't need it, but it's there to use, right? Now I will say that Transporter Vault reminds me that there is a ruined door on Layer 6 that we never did. So after Depth 3, I think I will go back and do that. Because one never knows. It's unlikely to give or to yield anything useful at this point, but it could. Okay, so what summoned all that? Oh, it's a shapeshifter. Okay. I was like, I don't see something that can summon. Okay. So I just got shafted, I think. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is not good, but we're just gonna have to fight our way out. We should be okay. We did get shafted into some kind of vault. Or maybe this actually kind of looks like our Zot entrance. So we're just gonna have to be careful. I'm looking for upstairs. Like I said, I think we'll be okay. We're just gonna have to be kind of careful. Definitely don't like being shafted unexpectedly, but this is a lot better than being shafted from D1 to D5. D4? I think, yeah, D4 I guess. You can't be shafted 4 floors. And we'll come back here and rest. This does look like our Zot entrance vault, and that's fine. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to put a spire up here. Yeah, just for that. It forced the stone giant to attack the spire and not us. I'm going to go ahead and hero. The Draconian with his halberd was in a spot where he could hit us through. Yeah, he could hit us through the whatever else I was fighting. We're going to eat our flesh because we are a little bit low on health. We're actually quite low on health. We'll eat one. We'll eat another flesh. But this is not good. I'm tempted to heal wounds here. Can we paralyze either one? Possibly the deep troll. Who's hitting us for the most damage right now? Okay, the deep troll can hit 67. And the fire giant can hit, what, 46? So, we could just die this turn, which would be super unfortunate. So let's go ahead and quaff heal wounds, just because we are in such a bad spot. And what can we do? Can we teleport one of them? Decent chance of teleporting the deep troll, but by the time it goes off, that's not going to really help us. Our spire is still doing damage. How about invis? Okay, the troll can see invisible. The dragon cannot. I'm gonna quaff my ambrosia. That's shoot. Why? The regen doesn't work on us. So we might just die, but I'm gonna try to kill this troll. Okay, the troll's dead. We are much better now. Let's go ahead and close that door. Heal as much as we can. Come on, you're a Spriggan, so I can't run from you. Okay. That was stressful. This is why I hate being shafted, because you don't have anywhere to run. Okay, so I saw 2 caustic shrikes out there. They can't get to us in here because, well, we can't get anywhere in here either. However, something to keep in mind for when we exit. Now, if I'm right, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's a draconian behind this door. But I also saw there's a bone dragon coming for us, so we're going to take care of that bone dragon first. I am familiar with this Zot entrance vault. You get these dragons on the other side of deep water. Now we are flying, so it's no problem, but it also means that we can just open the door. I know what's behind the ruined doors. Yeah, and see, since we have flight, we can just fly over the water. This is kind of a brutal Zot entrance. Okay, so we've exited our Zot entrance vault. I'm going to go ahead and stay out here. I don't really want to clear the rest of that just yet. I'd rather just find a staircase out if we can. Now I know there are some caustic shrikes south of me. I'm also a little bit worried. Alright, so what I'm worried about right now is, well, no, never mind, I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about, though, is that we've explored, it looks like roughly a third of this floor, and we've not found a single upstairs, which makes me worry that all of the upstairs are in the same spot, kind of like back on Depths 2, which means we may end up having to clear a pretty hefty portion of Vault 5. So we're going to go ahead and put on our resist corrosion for these caustic shrikes. They're super annoying, as you can see. Oh shit, and there's another one. Okay, what do we do? Oh, we have 19 chunks. Okay, so let's put a spire here. It miscasted. That's fine. It miscasted. Oh, he destroyed it. Okay, we need to eat. Eat our chunks and try to... He shouldn't be able to just out-damage our healing. These things are really difficult to run from because they move like bats. They move very, very quickly. But if we can just eat kind of back up to a fair amount of health. Unfortunately, we're corroded pretty heavily at this point. So what do we do? Let's lamp of fire. Make them stand in some flames. God, we're taking so much damage. Heroism, that should give us some defensive. And we really, I mean, even though I'm corroded minus 16, we really need to kill these things. I can't run from them. Okay, so what do we do? Enslavement will do nothing. I wonder if Scattershot will hit because we're so close. Not so much. Okay, none of that's going to really do anything. How about Quaffs? Can they see Invis? Yep. Brilliance isn't really going to get us anywhere. I don't think Haste will let us run faster than them. I'm highly tempted to quaff that agility. I'm going to. Yep, we're going to quaff agility. And then, oh my gosh. Do we teleport and risk being teleported into something way worse? We could blow Immolation, and then hopefully killing one would be enough to kill the others. I don't think I can kill all three. I think we have to teleport. I can't kill all three with my current minus 16 corrosion. Oh, maybe I can. Okay, so there's our stair. What can this vampire do? Very little. He can blink to us, but that's fine. There's a stair. So let's go ahead and try to passage over that direction. We're going to put Wizardry back on. We could put on Confusing Touch, and this Reaver would likely fall into the lava. But I think I want to go ahead and passage, and I want to try to get up there. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so the Vampire Knight's going to follow us, and there's a good chance that we're going to run into some nonsense at the top of this stair as well. But I'm basically just trying to get rid of this corroded status. Ah, look at that. And we've done it. We've made it to... okay, so there's a Whiz Lab. I'm not going to do it because I just don't care enough. Whew, that was stressful. But we made it, and that's all that matters. That was definitely sketchy, but I felt like staying in such an open area would have been way worse. And we found a stair back up to depths 3, which I'm pretty sure is clear. It is. Phenomenal. Okay, so before I end this episode, I'm going to go ahead and pop into layer 6. Layer 6. Wherever that rune door is. Yeah. Oh, no, D15. Okay. We'll go ahead and do that because we can. I feel quite confident that whatever is back here we'll be able to handle. Yeah, definitely glad I didn't do this earlier. We would have just died for sure. That's just crap. It's an Oka altar and a Zom altar. Anyway, that'll do it for part 9. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.